All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the second class of week one. Just a heads up, there is a nice storm moving in, so if I lose power and get knocked out, that's why. So we'll just go as we go. It's just that odd thing this time of year here. All right, so to start off with, please remember that we're using Adobe CC 2018 for this class. If you're not updated, please review the announcement about updating. Classes are to be held each Tuesday and Wednesday, 7:30 to 9:30, and please make sure to read all the announcements and emails daily. All right, now with that being said, we're going to go ahead and move on. All right, so where we left off, we're talking about, and I accidentally closed that and locked us out. Let's get back in really quick. Sorry about that. All right, so where we're at, we're going to talk about assignment 1 tonight. Come on, there we go. All right, so here's the template. Let's download the template. It's an Illustrator template, so we'll pull it up. All right. What we're going to do here is, as you can see here, here's the project. So what I'm going to do, just so I can make this a little easier, is File, New, and I want 11 by 8.5. And I'm going to do RGB. The reason, then I can just transfer the stuff straight from here over to there. All right, so paste. And there's scene 1. There's the first one here, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and make this mine. Ooh, that one was not too far away. As you can hear that thunder. And we're going to, just right here, I want to take that out. Okay, now the brief description. What I'm going to be doing here. All right, so we're going to as you know, I'm just drawing the bear. Just a little figure of it here. Cancel. All right, so there's the bear. Whoops, cancel. All right, there's the bear. And we're going to put here. So the background's going to be that. Now I've got to bring in my logo. So place. And we're going to go to the Mod 1 images. And there's the logo. So we're going to place the logo. Really big, so let's shrink it down. All right, so there's the logo. And now all I have to do down here is, well, we're going to change the color. And well, we're going to do this really quick. and C. We're going to delete that. And we're going to lock that layer. All right, so now I'm creating the layer above it. This is going to be scene 1. All right, now paste. All right, so there we have that. This, we're going to actually change. So it looks like the bear. I'm just going to grab the orange. I'll grab that orange right here. All right, so there's that. That's going to be the bear, representing the bear. All right, there's that. So now we're going to arrange, send to back. Perfect. All right. Now down here. Okay, so we lock that one, unlock this one. And now we adjust this. Let's see. 1 to 3 seconds. Bear comes out and dances across screen. All right. So there we have just a general one there. All right. So now there we have it. All right. So now scene 2. Lock this down. New one. Scene 2. All right. So scene 2. Well, now we're going to go to the buttons. I want the buttons to run down. Okay. And I'm going to have a few things here. Oops. Click here. Well, first, what I want to do is we're going to put the black back there. This is going to shrink. Okay. So what I want to do is copy all this. Now lock again. And V. Okay, this is going to shrink to there. And now I'm going to have the words right here. All right. There we go. All right, so now in this color, that color is going to be we're picking that orange again. All right. So it's going to be home. Oh. There we go. Home. And I did forget a button back there. Home. Information. And actually, I'm going to go info. album for the photos. And contact. All right, so now I want to take those and center them. Okay, so, all right, now we're going to be, this is the home. So I'm going to have a button appear here, so I need to go back and put that, okay? So you're starting to see how this is going to work. All right, self-promotional, interactive, and the project. All right, so just imagine these are all filled in. All right, so here is, so we're going to go File, Save As. All right, now let's go back to here. New folder, week 1. And this is desktop. All right. And now what we want to do, let's go back here. Now I want to copy all these. Command C, and we're going to go back over. We're going to go File, New. File, New. Now I want to switch it, Create, and V. Brooks. This is how I would do it. You guys can do it the way you want, but like I said, you'll see why I'm heading this route here soon. Hi, Jesse. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. I'm just going over how to do the assignment, and then we're going to get into some more play here.
Okay.
All right. So now, as I said, I've now got this all set up here. Just imagine those are all filled up. We don't have time to actually complete them all here for this class. Then what I want to do is, see, this, I like to actually frame my stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight it all, shrink it just a little. All right, now I'm going to lock all those, add one more layer. Okay, and then take that one out. And on this layer, I'm going to actually create a background. Now, why would I want to put a border around it? You have an idea on that? Jesse, do you have an idea why I'd border it?
On the, like the actual frame, or?
Yeah, why I'd put the frame around all this?
I don't know. Clarity?
Clarity, and it also makes it easier when the client's looking at it, less of a chance their eyes are going to wander.
Okay.
All right, so now we have that. That is there. Okay, so we have that. Now, let's see, we're going to lock that. We're going to unlock each of those and lock that one. because this is all still a little bit large for this thing. All right, there we go. All right, so that's going to be my desktop version. Save. All right, now we're going to take this, the look of it, and I'm going to copy this because now I need to make it over in the other version. So we're going to lock that down, take this, and we're going to go over to this. So now I'm going to just go paste. Notice that they're a whole different size here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them both over here for now. Okay, so this, I'm going to copy it, delete that. This is scene 2. All right, now I'm going to make this fit into here. All right, now we take these. All right, now you'll notice, well, look at that. That's not going to quite work for the mobile, is it? So how would you do a mobile device and make this work? Ideas?
Either a collapsible menu or stack the menu items.
Okay. Well, I want to still be able to get to the menu items. Now we're in Flash, so we can program all of this to do that. We don't have time to go into that much coding this mod, to be honest with you. So what's another option that I can do? You know what I could do is I'm going to take each of these down here. And we're going to make just like this. I'm going to center it. All right, that gives me room right here for that screen. What do you think?
That looks like it works.
Okay. Now remember, these have to be far enough apart that they work with the fingers. All right, so now this one's going to be scene 1. Now I have to unlock that, grab it. See, lock that again. Now Command V. Oops, what did I do? Okay, so we're going to copy that. Delete. Okay, now we lock that. There we go. All right, now I have to make this fit here. And do the shift. And I still haven't even gone over how I'm transferring, how I'm going to mark from this frame to that frame. This is a representation of the bear. Now notice here, it really, we're going to go ahead and group those two together. You know, makes it easier to move it. All right, so he comes on. Now notice here, he's a lot larger. So what I'm going to do and have him dance out. Okay. All right, so now I'd have to go back and do the same thing. See, do you think this is going to work so far?
Looks okay to me.
Okay. So now I'm going to go back to here. Copy the text from there. Lock it, save it. Here, do the same thing. Come on, there we go. And there we have it. That's the text right into there. So now I have the same thing set up no matter what, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's unlock everything. And now I need to do the same thing with the border. Now, the good thing is, see how small this is? So the border could actually be a little smaller on this one. So we're going to create another layer, put it down here. Right. So we want that to be 0 Fs. And the border, zeros. All right, so now we're going to, here we go. All right, so file, save as, mobile. All right, so now I have two of them, right? I now have two files. And these are the finished products. All right, so next, what I want to do is we're going to bring up InDesign. You've used InDesign, right? Quite a bit?
Yeah.
Didn't you say that's one of your favorite ones?
No, but I'm comfortable with it.
Ah, okay. I'm trying to remember who that was. All right. Let's give it a 10. All right, so now, file, new. New document. And I'm going to do inches. So it's 8.5 by 11. Perfect. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to file. I'm going to import or place. And I should put these in my CC libraries. It's so much easier. Okie Divine Graphics. I want my letterhead. All right, so we put the letterhead in here. Perfect. I know, I do this the hard way. There we go. All right, so now I have that in there. So next, this is my title page. So I'm going to go File. Excuse me, not File. I'm going to go Text. And I want to make sure that I have about the same distance from here to here as I do from here to here. Well, we'll do that in a minute. So in this one, Loki's Fire Performance. What? Okay, these are infographic, right? Animated infographic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Infographic. All right, so now we have this. So let's make sure, like I said, that's about the same distance. Yeah. All right. And we're going to go larger. And I'm also going to change this to chalkboard. Notice that's the chalkboard that I used, right? So it's one of those that they say don't ever use, but like I said, there's exceptions to all rules, right? All right. By Mike Brooks. Okay, so there's my title page. In fact, I could just shrink that down so that it's more centered. Not like that. That look about right?
It's okay to me.
All right, so now I have that. So next, I'm going to just duplicate spread. All right, now, concept. This right up to there. There. Now all I have to do is Command CV. And I can put all the text will go into here. And now we just left and go to probably 16. Loki's Fire Performance Painted Graphic is one that draws the potential clients in ... Okay. All right, so there we have it. There's my concept page. Next, now I'm going to copy that, duplicate spread. All right, I no longer need that. That's gone. Now, this is desktop version. All right, so now we're going to go File, Place, and let's go back to week 1. Oh, where'd it go? Here we go. All right, desktop, paste. Now, see why I did that? Why I actually put the border around it? Because once you bring it over here, if there's no border, it stands out big time. Okay, so we're going to take this up to there. And now we fit content to frame. And Command 0. All right, so, all right, there's that. And now all I do is duplicate it. Duplicate spread. Mobile version. All right, now I just click here. And let's go to my links. I want to remake the link. And this one is the mobile. And it helps if I spell it right. Now notice it's sideways here. So what we have to do with this one is just turn it back. And I'm going to set it up the same. But now it's going to go taller. Right click, fit content to frame. Now, see how stretched out that is? What I do wrong?
You need to fit proportionally.
Fit proportionally, exactly. Now, if you turn this in, is that professional?
No.
Okay, so fit content proportionately. There we go. Now, I could even shrink this down so it fits it a lot better. Take this up to there. And there we have it. Back to the page. There we go. File, save as. Well, let's go get the name. Come down here. Okay, create 2 storyboards. One for a desktop, one for smartphone. If you wish to print template draw, you can do that. Now, create a multi-page PDF of your concept page and the pages of your storyboard. Name it this. So we're going to copy that. And V. All right, and mobile, let's see. Actually, it says smartphone, so we're going to use that. Smartphone. All right, so save that. Now, file, high quality. All right, there we go, there we go. Same folder, save. And I want to preview it when I'm finished. And export. All right, here's the document. Now, why do we use letterhead and the cover page? Do you remember the reasoning I have you do that?
The cover page?
Yep, this one. Yep, and the letterhead.
No, I don't remember the reason.
Okay.
Probably professionalism?
Professionalism, and it goes deeper.
Yeah.
Well, one, when they print it out, they're going to be putting it on their desk and people are going to see this.
Okay.
So this is free advertisement for you. It really is.
Cool.
But second, the clients can't see the concept or any of that and steal it. So you're protecting their information at the same time.
Gotcha.
Now, whatever type of, you just create a nice cover page if you guys can. And that's all I'm asking. All right, so that is what you're going to submit for week 1 assignment. All right, so that being said, now we're going to go a little deeper. I wanted to show something from last night. So basically from 7:35 to let's say 8:10 is when I showed the assignment. Now, here's something we were discussing last night, and you'll see something. Modules. Okay, I'm going to click here. Notice I'm still having that same problem. It's no longer loading. But watch, when I go over to here to click open a new window, go down, I am now logged in. And all I have to do is paste the link of what we're watching. So let's go back to the week 1 Wednesday. Again, up and running Flash Professional CC. Copy that. Come over here, paste it. Notice it's not finding one. Great, they did take it off today. It was there earlier. Were you guys getting it? Did you get it? Did you do today's daily checkpoint?
I did the checkpoint, but I already knew the answer, so I didn't have to go into Linda.
Okay.
I use it as a kind of a resource if I don't know the answer. I haven't needed it for this class yet.
Okay.
I can load it up right now and see if I can get into it.
Please do that really quick while I'm sending this message.
Sure thing. Give me a second. Okay, so that's under the... Let's go into the class. That's under modules, right?
Yes.
Okay. Linda Student Access Portal. There's nothing on the page.
All right. And yeah, so yeah, okay.
Let's try this other page. The link right above it that says Student Access Portal Instructions.
Yeah.
Seems to work. I'm on that page right now. Oh, that just tells me to go back and on the broken link.
See, and if you click on the one there, it's coming up blank.
Yeah.
Because they removed the video. And that's a problem with these classes being so far outdated. So,
yeah.
A minute.
They're still trying to teach us 2015, aren't they?
This is, yeah. This is all being rewritten. They're working on it.
Okay.
So, yeah. This is why I also have to do a lot of modifying while we're teaching. Because once they remove that, you're not getting what you're promised. So,
okay.
That's why I'm modifying a lot of it and having you guys do extra things.
Right. Kind of an off-topic question.
Huh?
Did you notice that they, like Adobe, got rid of Muse?
It's not gone. It is still there, but they're not supporting it.
It's not in the Creative Cloud app. I can't download it to my computer.
No, it's not anymore.
So. I'm kind of sad. That was my favorite program for web stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have much of a head for code.
All right. So there we go. All right, so I've just sent that message out. So I apologize, guys. If, as we go throughout the week, we'll work with this and make it work. If you don't get the answer and you've tried it, send me a text and we will go back in and correct that score for you. Because I'm not going to punish you guys for that. So I'm not going to penalize you guys because they're not working. They removed our videos. So anyway, that being said, let's go back. All right, so now I've demonstrated that, but that's how you get in. You notice I'm actually in it. Let me drop this down just a little. Once again, I'm going to go to modules. But if you click here, come on, open link in your tab. And now you click on the links, you'll see now we're actually logged in. So once I'm logged in, that one's not showing. No suggestion. So as you see, they've taken it out. Yeah. But you're logged in. That's how you can get logged in. That's the way to work around that blank screen. All right. You bring it up. It'll just go like this. Once it's done loading, all you have to do is go back and click on, we'll click here, and you click on the link, it puts you right back in. Okay. So that's, whoops, that's how you guys get in around that white screen. All right, that being said, well, we've already covered the assignment. So now we're going to start playing. All right. So we've done this. This is my assignment. So now we're going to bring up animate. And we're going to bring up the dancing panda. No, I don't want the dancing panda. Week 1. There we go. All right. So here's where we stopped at last night, right? Well, and this is one of the things you're going to have to work on, because if you don't have, and this is where the storyboards come in. Let's go back and take a look at what I had with those storyboards. You notice something missing here? How do I know how to get to that next screen?
To the next screen? Oh, yeah, there's nothing there.
Yeah. So let's go back. We're going to load it. So the next screen is this one. So how do I go from that screen to there? There's no way to do it. I didn't plan for that. So this is something you guys are going to have to make sure you put in there, is the plan, if you're doing something like this, okay? Now we're using the coding. So I would suggest using buttons because it would help things out. All right, so what we're going to do is now, while we're here, I'm going to go in to the bear. No, let me go close enough. I want, whoops, don't want to do that. All right. See, and this is the problem bringing over the AI. But now I've got all this. So what I want to do, let's go to Illustrator. And I'm going to File, Open Recent. No, we didn't have him up. Okay, so File. We're going to, whoops. File, Open. Now, I want to go back and get the bear. Documents. Cookies Fire Performance. All right, so we could go right into here. Good thing is, remember I said I goofed and I lost it? Well, I always have another route to get to things. Uh-oh. That route's now flattened. And I don't have them there. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is we're going to use Illustrator and create a new flame. So I'm just going to go create new. All right, so there we have it. Now, what's an easy way to create a flame? That looks like what's on the bear's tummy.
Oh, that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a long ellipse and use the pen tool to put a little like thing on it.
Well, let's use the oval.
Yeah.
I'm going to create a new layer. Okay, so I've got that. Now, what I want to do.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you could do that.
And I could just kind of. Can do it like that, but I don't like the way that one looks. There we go.
I keep forgetting this is an Illustrator.
Well, now I'm not an Illustrator.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, I just explained how I would do it in Illustrator.
Oh, sorry.
Because that's, you know.
Well, I was going to do it in Illustrator, but this is a lot quicker.
Yeah.
I could curve it. Now, see the issues, some of the issues. It's not quite curving where I need it to, is it? So it's just a matter of playing with it till you get it to curve where you want it. And look what I can do here. I can even add bits to the flame. But let's go ahead and go back to here. All right, so I'm going to do that right there, pretty much the flame. Now, what I could do is add a point. Now, if I add that point, now look at the difference I can do here. Make it pointed. Make sure we're out. Okay. Now that's starting to get a little big. So what we're going to do is this. Shrink it out and shrink it down. There we go. All right, that's close. For our purpose here, there we go. All right, now what I want to do is we're going to grab colors. Easiest way, all I have to do is go to here, just like that. All right, so again, now we're going to Command C. All right, So that is now, it's not the symbol, okay? But that's going to be the button. Okay, so I've copied it. Now this is just something separate. That's just a shape. This is going to become the symbol. Okay, so button. Click button. All right, so now I have a button. All right, now to create more to this, if I add text on top of it, all right, and this is click to continue. All right, let's go to here. It's Arial, black, that's fine. I want to take that to 20. All right, so we're close, but that definitely needs to stick out, right? So instead of this, let's grab the orange. That sticks out quite nicely, doesn't it? All right, so we put that there. Notice it's not going to work, is it? So what I want to do is take that symbol and just make it a little wider. There we go. Click to continue. All right, so there it is. But if you click on it, watch what happens. Okay, so that would work, right? All right, so if that's going to work now, this text, well, once I add the code, it goes to this background as the button. So I need to create this whole thing, right click, convert to symbol, and this is click underscore BTN. All right, there we go. So that's now one symbol. And the reason, now what I want this to do is this is going to appear right there. All right. So to do that, now we add our code snippets. Code, because it stops. But that's not going to appear until we stop. All right. So right here, all this, right click, I'm going to convert to blank keyframe. It didn't do it. Can you tell me why?
I got nothing.
Now it did it. But it took it off of there. You have to remember, when you're doing this, all this here, it's the first, when you don't add any movement or anything, it's in the first box.
Okay.
So that's just like taking all this and just going to right here. Now I'm going to convert to keyframe. All right, so now this here can now be, I could empty them, clear frames. And once I go to here, it appears. So this is what I have. Now I have this button here. Well, the next thing I need to do is go back, and now I need to make that button work. We have it stopping right there. So the next thing that I have to do is we're going to click it, go to code snippets, HTML5 canvas, actions, now click go to web page, custom mouse. You notice, looking through these aren't any of them. So what we need to do is what? Timeline navigation. Click, go to frame, and play. So I'll double click on it. Selection converted to a movie clip. Yes. All right, so now this is going to go to the next frame. The next frame is 25. But since it's blank, it's not going to do anything when we do it. But let's go back. Click, go to and play frame. So go go to and play 25. All right, so now we're going to run it. Goes across, comes back. Now I click it. 25 is blank, so it automatically goes back to the beginning. All right, now let's explain this code. Okay, now we're going to go back and explain the code. All right, so we have the stop. We talked about the stop last night. When you're doing a movie clip, what happens is you have to give an event listener, which means, hey, I'm telling you we're going to do something. The event listener, the name of it is movie clip 1. All right, so let's click here. Notice it named it movie clip 1. Okay. So movie clip 1, the button, listen for the click, which I click on it, and the click is going to go to and play from frame, bind this. So you're binding it to this button. Next, the function. The function of that button is click, go to, and play from frame. The this.go to and play is the actual command that makes it do it. So this tells it, I'm going to tell you what to do on click. The function is click of the button. Go to is what you're doing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any questions on that so far?
No.
All right. Next. All right, so that's how these commands work. And again, all this gray up here, whoops, we really don't need it. All that's doing is tell me that's what I'm going to do, right? So I don't need it, honestly, unless you want to remind yourself what you did there. So I could go through and take all that out if I really wanted and have this. Now, here's the other issue. When we do, and this was something that you have to remember, when you're doing coding, what type of code did I say this was? It was a version of JavaScript, right?
Yes.
JavaScript does not start at 1. JavaScript starts at 0. So because this says 24, that's where the line's at. I told it to go to 25. That's fine. So that made it work. Just remember, if you're saying go to frame 0 or frame 1, it'll go to frame 2 because it starts at 0. Okay, so frame 1 is actually 0. Frame 2 is frame 1. So if you say go to frame 1, it does go to frame 2. Because again, the counting starts at 0. So when you're looking at these, just remember they're 1 less for the number you're on. Because JavaScript starts at 0. When we were using the old Flash documents, It started at 1. ActionScript starts at 1. But JavaScript starts at 0. This is why this is off. And the warning that you get, remember, start at 0 instead of 1. It actually gives you that warning. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's going to take some time to sink in, though.
Yes.
This is just one of those weird programming things. All right, so now, guess what? Now I've got this done. So this here is the buttons. All right. Layer 2 is locked. ActionScript we're going to leave open. All right, now we're going to go to here. Well, nothing's there. Why? Why can't I?
There's no frames there.
There's no frames. I haven't added them. Exactly. Like I said, we're still doing some review, but we're starting to go into the programming now. Okay. Now, if you want, there are other action scripts out there, which we'll be talking, not action scripts, excuse me, HTML5 canvas coding out there. We will get into that in week 4. But right now, we're only using what's here. Now, you can also, motion presets are another way to make it do what you want. All those are tweens. Okay? And I'll demonstrate that later tonight. But the code snippets, you're using everything that's in the anything that's in the HTML5 canvas. There's even camera. Components. We have user interface. Button click event. Checkbox. Combo box selection. Hey, what do these start to look like? Radio buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Forms, right?
Yeah.
So there's all sorts of cool stuff. Load and upload, unload. Click to load image from library. Add instance from library. Create JavaScript APIs. There's a lot of different things you could do there. Make it draw a rectangle. Draw a round rectangle. Well, we're going to grab that one. All right? Well, let's see what happens. Nothing happened. Because, well, there we go. I had to wait to go to the next box, but it drew it. See it? Once again. Watch how that works. It goes over. It stops. And then it creates it. Now let's take a look at that. All right, so corner radius is 10 pixels, right? Here's the color we just chose. Now if I click on that color, I can type in a different color. Or I can just go over here. Notice it's not in the properties. Because, well, everything's done right there. Here's the radius. Corners 5, 5, 100, 100. All right, so we're going to change this one to 200. All right, and then this, well, let's take it to F0, F0, F0. All right. Now watch. So I made it whiter, and I changed the color to gray. So when you're doing this, these are things to remember. Now, how do you know where it goes? Come over here, corner radius 5. Well, let's put 100 there. All right. Now we run it. See how it moved it over?
Yeah.
The first two are X and Y. Okay. So if I wanted, I'd say, okay, well, what's the distance? What is this?
It's 1200.
1200. So the dead center point, 600, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now, if I make this 200 wide and the dead center point 600, where do I want this so the box goes to the center?
400.
Okay.
No,
So
500.
500. Okay. Come on. Hey. Okay, so 500. Now, it's 600 tall, so dead center's 300. If I want the box at center, with it being 200 by 200, what do I do?
How tall is the box?
It's going to be 200 as well. So it's going to be an actual square box.
So it'll be at 200.
Yep. And then we're going to change that to 2. So 200, 500. Okay, now watch. So watch where it appears. It'll appear in the center now. So you can make shapes using the code as well. Now watch when I change. And this is how you start learning the coding, by the way. Start playing with it. All right, so the corner radius, let's put 50. It's getting more round. Now, what if I went to half a circle, 120? See the points?
Yep.
Because I took it in further than an actual circle. It went past the circle point. So what would I have to put to make this round?
Probably 100.
100? Okay, well, let's put 100. Exactly. So I just made a circle without having to draw the shape. Now I could convert that circle. Okay, so now let's go here on the timeline. You notice it's not visible. So that's something you're going to have to remember. If you make it in the codes, it won't be visible until you run it. And let's even go here and run this. Notice how it's not visible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just remember that as we go. All right. In fact, I don't need this one anymore. Oh, look what I did to my button. I added this part to it because I put it on the same thing.
Huh.
All right. So we're just going to select that, delete it, go back out. There we go. All right. So now we have this set up. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go back and delete the shape. All right, let's add something else now. The code snippets. Let's have more fun. Look, there's even the draw circle. So we can make that even easier. But look at what they do for the code circle. Now watch. Radius, okay. X location, Y location, circle radius, 100. We're going to go to, we had it at 200, right? Canvas width divided by 2 minus 50. Well, that's because that was at 100. 50 would be right at the edge of 100, right?
Right.
So now, if I'm going to make this, the radius 100, and have it in the center, right there, if it's already set up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's change the color here to this time 0F, 0F, 0F. See where it went?
Huh.
Okay. Now let's go back and see what we did wrong. Okay, so. Okay, X location, Y location, circle radius. Canvas width divided by 2, minus 50. Canvas height. $100. It
should be right.
It should be in the center. Canvas width, which is 1200, so 600. Well, we're going to cheat. Divided by 2. Whoops. The width is 1200. Divided by 2. And this way, it automatically does it for you. But now, 600 divided by 2. So let's see what happens. Now it's in the right spot. So let's go back and change that back. So you're now knowing how to play with it. I'm showing you how to play with that to make it do what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so canvas width, 1200. Let's try it again. And then 0F. Let's actually go to, let's go to a different gray. So let's go to all C's. Okay. So let's see what happens now. It still put it down there. It's not doing its math very well.
No, it's not.
But I just showed you the way around that. Do your own math, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now we're starting to see how to do this. By the shape, create the shape. Create JavaScript shape. New create JavaScript graphics. Begin the fill. Draw the circle. X lock. Y lock. So we divide it by 2. What if I put 200 here and here? Let's take a look. Now we got to play with it. It's getting closer. But what's happening for some reason is putting it in the lower corner, the width and the height, and it's not dividing it by 2. Watch here. Now it's not even on there. So as you can see, it's 50, 50. There's a flaw in the math of this program right now. But by doing the math ourselves, we now know how to bypass that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Canvas width. Let's try something. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. There we go. But I'm minus 50, so if I'm dividing it by 4, well, let's take that out. Let's see what happens. Always leave. Notice every line, there's a semicolon after. That says, okay, I'm done with this line. We're going to start another line of code that's tied to it within the same section. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We take that out. Let's take a look what happens. So I divided it by 4 and it put it right in the center. And I took out the
This thing is really terrible at math.
yeah. So if you guys are going to use something like this, make sure to do your own math. But I'm showing you actually how to code in the process of doing this. By playing with this is how you learn to code. You start playing with it. How do I make it do what I want it to do? All right. Let's see. Variable radius. Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to take that one out. Let's play with another one. Quiet Siri. Ooh, and I can't shut Siri off. There we go. Now I can. I had the Zoom bar in front of Siri. Okay, so next, well, let's see. We're going to click here. And what other code snippets can we play with? See how bad their math is. Ooh, a star. All right, well, let's take a look at the star. Okay, star's in the right spot, right? Let's take a look. Hi, Brian. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, good. You're just in time to see how bad this program is at doing math. Right, Jesse?
Hey, somebody else. All right.
Right, Jesse?
Yeah, apparently if you divide everything by 4, it puts it right in the center.
Where usually it's divided by 2.
Mm-hmm.
So the math of this program's a little bit off. So when you guys are doing this, you're going to have to do your own math. Now, let's take a look at this. All right, we're going to take this so it's easier to see, and we're going to make it yellow. What is yellow? Do you remember the coding for yellow?
I do not.
I don't either. I'm always bad with that.
You'll get it. It's one of those that practice. All right, so here's what we've got. We've got the yellow star. Why did it not go yellow? One, 2, 3, 4, 0. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll work on getting the color right here soon, too. But first, now we're going to draw a poly star. That star was 80 by 80 by 70, 5.06, -9. Can you tell me which line, which number goes to where? Three, 4, 5, 6. Let's run this really quick. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Negative 80 is how far out it goes. Negative 90. So now I'm going to put a negative 120. Oh, what'd it do?
It turned it upside down.
It turned it.
Well,
So,
almost upside down.
yeah. But that last number then is its angle. So what if I just put 0? Okay, so 0, we'll put it at just the regular angle. Okay. Now I'm going to take 45 off. We're going to start with negative 45. Minus 45. Okay, see that turned it way too far, right?
Yeah.
Right, what number do you think would work?
Something in the 30s, I'm guessing.
30s? Okay, let's put 30. It's closer. The
25.
angle's still a little off.
Try 25.
25. And this is what the programming does. And this is why I like you guys playing with this part, because, like I said, I'm drawing these shapes by using code now. Oh, it's so close. So let's try 20. You know, it's a little bit off still.
Yeah.
Just a little. So let's go to an 18. And there is an easier way to figure that out. Oh, 18's too far. So 19. All right. Well, all right. There we go. Let's do it. $19. There we go. Now, how do you think we could have figured that out easier? Okay, it's 5 points, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay, each point. All right, so now we're going to take this, and we're going to go to 0.9. Watch what happens. What that does is that's the width from this point to this point. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
if you figure these points out, you'd be able to figure out the angles. So it'd take you about 7 or 8 calculations. That's why I said we're not going to quite get into it, but I'm going to demonstrate it. All right, so we're going to take this back to, let's take it now to, well, 0. Now we have a pentagon. Okay, so let's say I want those rounded. How would I make them rounded? Okay, so if I take that to 80, okay, not much happened. In fact, it got bigger, didn't it? It moved up and over. Okay, so that line right there, we want to leave it 70. Okay, let's go back. Five-degree angle. It's gone. I just took it off the screen. It's no longer visible on the screen. So what I'm going to do here is put 100. And look what we just did. By going to 0, I took, and basically the reason it was gone, because there was no angles. It was just flat.
That makes sense.
Now, by going to that, it's 80 width, length on each one of those, right? On each point, it's
Mhm.
80 from the center to the point. All right, so let's go back. Now, remember what happened when we put we're going to go back to here, length 6. Now we have a starburst.
Mm.
But the issue is the code that I put there. Do you know why it's not working? What do you know about hexadecimal?
Very little.
There's not much.
Well, this is where you start learning. And this is one of the reasons I know a lot about the hexadecimal is playing around in here with the coding. You always, come on, do what I say. You have to have a pound sign.
Oh,
Without that pound sign, it doesn't work. It'll be black.
Mm.
So now what I'm going to do, now we're going to have some fun with this. So you're starting to see how to use these codes, right?
mm-hmm.
What I'm going to
Yep.
do is copy this and paste it. All right. And now I'm going to make it 40, 40, 0. You're not going to see much of a difference right now, by the way. Okay, it took it outward, right? So those 40s aren't the positioning. That's the positioning. So 80, this goes to the center of that circle, all right? To the center of that shape. Now, well, how did I get that? Was it 5? How did I get, what number did I put to get the circle?
I thought it was 0.
Okay. Okay. Notice. And so the second, that's the bear. I can't really see much difference here. So what I'm going to do, well, let's go to red. Now watch. The red one's not showing. Do you know why?
No.
Should be showing up. It's not allowing it to.
You said red, but aren't those the same colors?
Nope,
Huh?
that's red.
Oh, it's two. All right. Yeah.
And then FFFF 00 is yellow.
Okay.
Okay, so now what we're going to do, so 0 here, 0 there. Now I've totally erased that one. I've got 2 going into the exact same place here. And what happened was, all right, variable shape. Now we're going to call this shape 1. So now we've got our circle. Which one did I just make the circle? This one's the circle. This one's not showing. So what we're going to do is, instead of 100, let's shrink the circle down. So let's go to 20. Okay, so now I've got the circle showing up. The other one's not now, right? All right, so this one up here is not showing up. Well, what we need to do is, all right, so variable shape 1, add child shape 1, create shape. It should be working. You know what we're going to do? We're going to cheat. If it doesn't work, then you will cheat. You can not cheat. It's not cheating. It's using your tools, right? All right. Now, I just drew another one. Let's see what happens. Okay, so now it's over the other one. But you notice they each have the same name. Again, and that's what's wrong. For some reason, this shape's not taking on the name it's supposed to. So what we're going to do, we're going to leave this one, and actually we're going to delete them both. Go back. Okay. So now, I've shown you how to make the circle out of both of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
What we're going to do is we're going to bring this one up. All right, that's going to give me a star. Get rid of the star. This goes to 0, right? What happened? Now it's not showing up at all. Okay. Let's look, 80, 70, 90. This goes to 20. It goes to 19, actually. And this goes to 0. 5. It should give me the pentagon again. There we go. Now we're back at the pentagon. So now, all right, so to get those down, we take this to what? How did we get that to go down? All right, so now we'll do this. Take a look again. It's totally gone. Why? Can you tell me? Because now I have a 0 again. It's no longer a shape. All right, so now we'll put the 5. This takes it back to what it was. Now we're going to take this. We're going to actually take that and go to 20. And watch what happens. It's now a 20-pointed star. So now you're starting to see, all right, so 80, 80, it's 72 each, right? 80 over, 80 down to the center. 70 long, 20 points, 0.6 degrees, 0.6 is the width. So if I take that to 0.9, we go wider, right?
Should.
Oh,
It went smaller.
it went smaller. Because now 0.6, this was out here further. 0.9, it brought it back in from the center more. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now we're going to go back in. And now we're going to add the circle back in. So actually, what we're going to do is we're not going to save this at all. Actually, yeah, I am. So this movie clip, event listener, that's the button. So we're going to save that. So that way we can pick up there next week. All right, now we're going to go new. Okay, so let's see. Royal blue. All right, now this here, the 1200. Oh, let's go back to the math again. See what we can make it do. All right. So what I want to do is code snippets and, well, linear gradient. Let's do that one. All right, see how it now added a gradient to it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I want to do, though, is that gradient needs to be in the center. So theoretically, all right, x, 0, so it's 1200. All right, it's 130. These are the colors. Okay. RGB A. So 0, 0, 0, 1. Variable ratios to 130. Now we come out here. Now it's 120 by 120. And then the corner radius is 10. Now let's put 100 on there. What happens with the corner radius of 100? Oh, look. So we start creating our own designs now. Okay, so now we go back. All right, so 100's too much on this one, right? So it depends on the size of it, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go with, what did I just change to? 80? Let's see what happens. Okay, closer. $60. And there we go. Now we have it at the 60. All right, so let's go back. Now we're going to take this. All right, so it's 120 by 120. So 1200, theoretically, if it's 120 wide, how do I put it in the center of 1200 wide? That'd be 600, then 120 divided by
60 on each
2,
side.
minus 60, right?
Yeah.
So that's 540.
Yeah.
Okay, now 600 divided by 2 is 300.
So 240.
Minus 60 is 240. Is that making sense, Brian? Brian? Did we lose Brian?
I'm sorry, I was muted. Yeah, it's starting to.
Okay. Now, and, you know, there we go. What happened to my color?
Yeah, that went black.
Okay, so let's go back. Well, if that's the case, we're going to go back over to here. Color ratios. All right. Well, now it's at 130. So that's at 120 and 240. Well, let's put 240 there. Nope, still not working. So how would I get the color to work? What one would I want to change? Well, let's go back and we're going to take this to 0, 0 again. All right. And it's working at 0, 0. What I'm going to do is we're going to take this over. Now we're going to go to 30, 30. Notice it's still got the red, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it the same proportion of red? Well, let's go back and see.
No.
No. So what does that tell you? If the red's not moving with it,
Red.
I'm just guesstimating right now because I had forgot the numbers. But all right, so the red starts at 0. $540, $360. Okay, now we have the full red. Okay, so 540 and 360 covered the whole thing. Okay, let's go to 500 and 300. Still. Whoa. Still. So we've totally lost it by putting it out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to go to 440 and 260. So this is off. But what we're going to do is we're going to go back. I'm going to take this whole thing out again. All right? And now we're going to play with that again. We're going to put the same one in there. And it's red. All right? So this is what we have, right? Well, we wanted to make it round again. Easy way to make it round again. This went to 80.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it 60?
60.
60. So in other words, we just did this with a circle. We created a circle out of it. All right, now, what we're going to do, we're going to change this one and watch what happens to 100. More red, right? Okay, so we're going to go back to, now we're going to go to 170. Now the red's taken over. So what that's showing is this has moved down, right? So this here, 130, whoa, quit. Wow, come on, stop. Here we go. All right, so 130, and this is at 120. Okay, what was the 120 again?
What?
That was the height and width, right? Because these were, this is actually a square, we just converted to a circle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I take, since this is 120, and I move it to 300, 300. Okay, so 120, 120. That was 130, so it was 10 more. Well, let's go down to 310. Now we've got the black back on it. Okay, so that's at 310. Well, let's take it down to 370. Wow, now it's even darker, right? Let's see how the red's starting to show up at the top.
Yeah.
All right, and this is where you play with your math. So let's take that to 500. What happens is, well, go back to the actions. $300, $300. Now that's 500. That's the bottom of a black circle if you had one there. Okay, so now what I want to do is take that to 600 and see what happens. Now we've got our circle back. Not enough black in it, right? So let's go to 550. There we go. So that whole shadow thing is it starts and moves down. And it starts at the point on the window, the box. Does that make sense? The math is something you'll have to end up playing with, huh?
No, I wouldn't say.
All right, so now, did that make sense to you guys, how that's working?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Now, let's do bizarre curve. And it's red. Okay, there's a curve. Let's go back and look. look at all of this. This is the path for it, all right? So let's break this down. Variable, stroke color, is red. The shape. You create a shape. Graphics, begin the stroke. Stroke color, okay, so we took the color. 5 to 75. Now let's take that to 105 and 175. That's the end of the stroke. Right? You saw how that moved. Correct?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Well, this was 5. 70. Now look where it's at. See how it curves down and back?
Okay, I see it now. Okay.
All I did was shot that out to here. So it starts at 0, 0, right? Well, where's the 0, 0?
It's at the top right corner.
Right, but I mean, right here, you don't see a
Sorry,
0.
top left corner.
You don't see a 0, 0 though, do you?
No.
All right, so let's take this and instead of negative 25 and negative 25, we just moved that start point out 25 by 25. So it was starting off the screen. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Okay. All right, so now we're going to take this and, well, let's change that. Let's change just one number. Now it's flatter and whiter.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, that's that. And this is how you start learning your coding, playing with it. Now, 90 degrees. Let's go to 45. See how it's less of an angle now? I took the curve out. All right, so that's that curve. This is the, what was this number? Well, let's put it to 90. Okay, that 90, what'd it do? Well, here, let's do this. Do you see what happened? That 90 to 180, it put a curve here and made it straighter. Does it see that?
Okay.
So this is how you start adjusting your shape there. All right, now, since we see what happened there, let's go to 175 here. Now it goes out further.
Yeah.
All right, now if I put 175 on that last one, what will happen? What do you think is going to happen? Okay, this is the angle. This is the angle of it. This is the curve to get to it. This is over 175, down 175. See how we just did that? Now we're curving it because the beginning line goes down, but it comes back up to go over to there. Because I just changed the angle and made it over 180. That makes sense? The strokes are hard to get used to. So we're not going to really, I'm not going to play with those. But if you guys want, I'm giving you guys all sorts of options to play with this mod. Oh, let's try an arc 2. All right, what's that one give us? Ooh, just a little arc, right? All right, so let's start with that little arc. Oh, look, we have all the same numbers. Not all the same, but same type of setup, right?
Mm.
Not a lot of difference on that one. All right. All right, so let's see. We have video, play video, pause video, mute a video. That's by adding a video into it. See, if we used coding, you know how you put your video into it last time and tied to it?
Mm-hmm.
If we use the coding, it would load the video, an external video, and play it. Put that up there. Oh, we have to have something on stage to load the video. Okay, so none of those would work if we don't have anything. jQueries. Oh, date picker, date change event. Something has to be selected on stage. Again. Some of these have to be that way, okay? See, those are the components, user interface, button click events. Those are the ones we just did. Load and unload images from the library. This is how you swap images out in random. You could go further and make these random. Animation. Well, what I'm going to do really quick is we're going to draw a ball. All right, double click it and animate horizontally. Convert it to a movie clip. Okay. Well, let's see what happens. It's just like a tween, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we go in here and play with it. As we've learned about the math here. All right, so movie clip, x plus 10, x, 1.x plus equals 10. Let's put 30. That's the speed.
Okay.
So in other words, hint, hint. Remember how we were discussing it yesterday, the speed of the object?
Yeah.
Now you just see how to adjust that speed without adjusting the frame per second. Remember how I said last night? Well, I'll show you tonight how to do that. This is it right here. So without adjusting it, well, let's see, 1.x, let's put 3 there, see what happens. Gone, because it doesn't exist. So you don't change the 1, you can only change, because all that is clip 1. Let's go back here, let's click on it. See, it's movie clip 1.
So minus 30
Mm-hmm.
is slowing it down.
That sped it up.
Oh.
Now if I go, because it started at what? 10.
Okay.
30 sped it up. Now if we go to 70, that's 70 frames per second basically.
Oh, wow.
And guess what? I did that in 1 frame. So some of these you can actually do a little bit easier. Right?
Yeah.
Now you're starting to see how to do that. So let's see. Let's go back to the actions. We're going to take all this out again. Come on. Do what I want you to do. There we go. Command A. All right. Now, code snippets. So, rotate once. Well, that's going to be hard to show. Fade in. Now I've just faded it in. You know how we did that over the time period? Again, I just did it in one frame. Let's go back and look. Movie clip alpha. See, we're using the alpha. 1 equals 100. 0.01 is 0, okay? So it starts at 0.01 and goes to 1. Because this goes to 0.99, then rolls over to 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how this works with the movie clip. Alpha, okay, variable, we're doing a movie clip. This is what we're going to do. Fade symbol in. This add event listener tick, so we had to add the event listener. The tick means, well, before it was on click. Tick means you're going to do it on your own. Movie clip, fade in. This movie clip starts at alpha 0. And then it adds 0.01. So now if I add 0.5, watch what happens. See how much quicker it went?
Yeah.
So I just increased the speed of that, and I'm still doing this in one frame. All right. So Command A back. Code snippets. And you notice all I'm doing is changing these. All right. Now we're going to fade out. Whoops. Have to actually select it. Fade out. Notice. Now we start at 1 and go to 0. And it doesn't start over. So if I want to do a number 2, do it a second time, I would have to do another movie clip. All right, so now what we're going to do, we're going to delete that, go over to here, and we are going to do a star with 13 points. All right, so there's my star. Choose it. Code snippet. Rotate once. There we go. And it rotates at 45 degrees. Nothing happened. So let's start again. Well, if it's rotating in 45, rotating once, it should have did it. So let's try this once again. Let's go back to the scene and put it actually in the scene. Because notice, I put it inside the symbol. So we're going to take it out of the symbol. Go back to the scene, click that, rotate once, and it didn't rotate. And their rotation functions may not be working. Nope, there we go. It goes around the point in the center. So how do we fix that? Go to actions. Well, I'm going plus 0.10. So let's do plus 0.05. Look how slow it's moving now. Now I'll show you something for this later on how to make this work. Welcome back.
Yeah, lost power.
Now, what do you think we can use this for? Ideas? Brian or Jesse, do you have ideas what we could possibly use this for?
I got nothing right now. I'm sorry.
That's fine. We will, huh?
I was going to say I missed the whole creation of this during my power loss. Okay.
That's fine. Well, we are at the end point anyway for tonight. So I've showed you a lot of different codes, but then they're all right here. All right. And timeline, the event handlers, mouse click, mouse over, mouse out, mouse click, double click, mouse click, double click. So these are all different things that we can add. And do you guys have any questions for this tonight? You're now starting to see some of the things you could do with coding. And it saves frames, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with that, remember, for the assignment, you have to have a cover page for the professional effect. Then your concept, then your 2 pages for desktop and smartphone. That being said, this ends class for tonight, and I look forward to seeing what everybody turns in. You guys have a nice evening.
You too.
You too.
Good night.
Good night.